So before we get into this video, if you guys want to check out my link tree down below, you can check out my filmmaking journey. Also, at the end of the video, there's going to be a teaser trailer for Rocky Wait. More on that soon. I am not even going to pretend that I didn't love this film. And quite frankly, so far, it is my movie of the year. Yes, Caught Stealing from Darren Aronofsky, but it's also based off the novel from Charlie Houston. The screenplay is written by Charlie Houston as well. This is a movie that Darren Aronofsky's wanted to make for a little bit, and I'm not really surprised because if you look at the film, it's very different compared to what he does, especially in terms of the tone and the style and the filmmaking, which we'll get into in a second. But he's from New York City. His first film, Pi, is set in New York City. Pretty sure Requiem for a Dream is set in New York City, possibly. Hang on, let me confirm my sources here. Oh, and The Wrestler's set in New Jersey. Yeah, so a lot of Darren Aronofsky's films are set in New York. I mean, you look at Pi, you look at Requiem of a Dream, for a Dream. You look at The Wrestler, you look at Black Swan. Black Swan. Where is Mother set? So yeah, I mean, I can definitely see it being right up his alley. It also stars Austin Butler, Regina King, Zoe Kravitz, Matt Smith, Vincent D'Onofrio. It's got a stacked cast. Like, it has a stacked cast. And there is also a jump scare cast. Like, it's a cameo, and it took me and my buddy off when we saw it. I mean, we were just sitting there like, what? And if you don't know what the film is about, it's about Austin Butler. He works at a bar. His buddy, or I guess his neighbor, more like his neighbor, has to go to London, so he leaves his cat with him, and Austin Butler finds these two guys knocking at his neighbor's door. They're trying to get something. They beat Austin Butler up, and Austin Butler kind of goes on this little odyssey. I don't want to say more than that, other than there's crime, there's violence. There's actually a lot of violence. And when I first saw the teaser trailer for this, I watched it and I was thinking, wow, this is very different than something that Darren Aronofsky would usually do. I mean, tonally it's different, stylistically it's different. It definitely looks like one of his more mainstream films. This is probably his most mainstream film, like no doubt about it. This is definitely his most mainstream film. I just think that it would be crazy for this film not to make a shit ton of money just because the type of film that it is. I feel like anybody can watch it. I feel like it's a good date movie. It's a good friend movie. It's a good stoner movie. It's a good watch it with your family movie. I mean, it's got all of the elements that you would want in a film. And it's one of those films you should definitely watch in theaters. Definitely see this movie in theaters. It does a really good job of keeping you on your feet. Like, I had no idea where this story was going to go. Of course, I hadn't read the book before watching it, but I had no idea where this film was going to go. I had no idea the direction it was going to go in. And there are some Darren Aronofsky quirks in this, especially, of course, as you know, the troubled individual throughout all of his films. At least that's what I pick up off of. Yeah, I can see why he really wanted to make it. Again, it fits a lot of the themes that he tackles, but he just does it in a completely different way. Like, if you look at The Whale and then you look at Caught Stealing, two completely different films. I mean, you couldn't. I feel like if I was watching Caught Stealing and then The Whale, I wouldn't even know that the same director made it. And that's the beauty of Darren Aronofsky, I think, is he does constantly, in a way, reinvent himself as he makes films. Like, you look at Pi from Requiem of a Dream, of course, that's a big, budget shift. But then you look at Requiem for a Dream, and then you go to something like The Fountain, and then you go to The Wrestler and Black Swan, which I think The Wrestler and Black Swan, I think those two films stylistically are pretty similar. Like, I think those two films do kind of go hand in hand. But then you look at something like Mother, and then you look at something like Noah, and then you look at something like The Whale, and then this. He's constantly reinventing himself. I would love to see him make that Cujo film, just saying. But the performances in this film are also great as well. Austin Butler, I thought that he was fantastic in this. I thought that Zoe Kravitz was also amazing as well. I thought that their dynamic was great. And then, of course, Matt Smith. Matt Smith was terrific as well. The thing about the characters is this film, okay, so this film is only an hour and 47 minutes. Shorter than 2 hours. Very, very, very short movie compared to, something like, well, I guess you could say a few of these films coming out from quote-unquote auteur directors, but it's very tight, it's very contained, but it seems like every single character kind of gets their flowers. Like, every character in this film, it seems like, gets a moment to shine, and that's one thing that I really appreciated about it. I didn't feel like there were any throwaway characters in it, for one, and two, it just, the narrative, it's just, there's a constant hook. Now, I've listened to reviews. I've heard people say that they don't like this film. I know it's been getting some negative reviews out there, but this film truly is, I think, something special. I think it's my favorite film of the year so far. It is one of my favorite Darren Aronofsky films. I mean, maybe top 3 Darren Aronofsky films. Darren Aronofsky is one of my favorite directors of all time. So, I mean, of course, maybe I'm a little bit biased just because I know it's a film from him, but it's just so damn different. Like, it's just doing something completely different compared to everything else that he's done. I could keep saying that over and over and over again, but it stands on its own. It really does stand on its own. Like, yes, this is a film in his filmography. You know, again, Darren Aronofsky fans, I think, will have a great time with it, but this can definitely be a standalone viewing. I mean, like I said, this is one of those films that I think anybody could go to the theater and watch. Now, like something like Black Swan or The Wrestler, I do feel like in a way you're going to have to be into that. Like, you're going to have to be sort of interested in it. But I mean, look, I could literally see the general audience member walking past this poster and being like, hey, I'm going to watch Caught Stealing. Let's see that movie. And then they're not walking out feeling like they just watched something strange or very art house or whatever. Again, this is Aronofsky at his most mainstream. And dare I say, I think it would be really, really, really cool to see him continue working this way, at least for a specific period of time, because he nailed it. I mean, he really, really did. And like I said, I haven't read the book. I don't know anything about the book, so I don't know how faithful it is. But for me, I feel like that this film hit every single beat that it needed to hit. I felt like all the performances were on point. I felt like the cinematography was great. Had that very nice, warm film look to it. For some reason, the teasers and the trailers look a lot more clean than the actual film. Like, the film itself does have that grit to it, which I think for the time period, which is 1998, I think that's perfect. So it really does have that grit to it. And overall, it's just a very beautiful looking film to look at. There's a lot of these fall scenes in New York. They're just fantastic. They're just very eye-catching. I love the wardrobes, the costumes. I just love that what everybody's wearing. Like, you got Austin Butler wearing, like the janitor shirt or whatever. Then you have the 2 mafia men, the Hebrew mafia guys that are basically walking around with their suits and their big beards. You have the FBI agent. You have the 2 Russians. You've got Matt Smith with his mohawk. It's like everybody in this film is somewhat iconic. And again, I just thought that it was phenomenal. I don't care. I genuinely love this film. I cannot recommend it enough. My favorite film of the year so far, for sure. And I went in with expectations too, because again, I'm a big Darren Aronofsky fan, and I was actually kind of a little bit nervous to watch it because I was like, oh God, this looks a little bit different to what he's done. But no, very, very pleasantly surprised. If you guys have not seen Caught Stealing yet, you should definitely see it, which it just came out tonight. So if you're looking for something to watch this weekend, if you just so happen to stumble across this video years after the film came out and you haven't seen it, definitely go see it. I loved every second of it. I can keep talking about it, but I'm not going to. See it for yourself. Take it easy, guys. What's your favorite Darren Aronofsky film down in the comments below? Here's the Rocky Wake teaser.
How many people have to go missing before law enforcement gets their heads out their asses? How many? Let me ask you something. Do you lose sleep? I mean, do you lay awake at night thinking about everything that goes on in the world around you? To anyone listening right now, we don't need a sheriff that hides behind curtains. We need someone who has a family of their own. Someone who has something to lose, not someone who can lose everything and still live the same life they've been living all these years. Until the monster that's taken everything we love, that's put this town that we've all grown up in despair, until he's caught, you may as well be the monster yourself.